Canobie Lake Park is located in Salem, New Hampshire, and with it being home to over 85 world-class attractions, there is no wonder it is so popular. However, today we're going to count down the top 10 rides at Canobie Lake Park. Starting off at number 10, we have Skater, and no matter whether you want to spin around non-stop for 2 minutes or are just looking for a fun family attraction, then this is the ride for you. Themed towards, believe it or not, skateboarding though, just looking at this ride is awesome, with the board rising up and down the U-shaped track. And on-ride does not disappoint either, as especially if you get one of those beloved ends, you doing all of this whilst also spinning around. How cool is that? And so what are you waiting for? Jump onto the Skater on your next visit to the park. Are you heading to Canobie Lake on a hot New Hampshire day? Well, if so, then you must take a ride on our number 9 spot, Log Flume, because as you can probably guess by the name, you will get wet. However, this is not all your normal log flume either, as instead of just completing a small section before a drop on log flume, you will not only do all of this, but also another 1 or 2 drops depending on how you look at it, causing everyone in your log to not only get absolutely soaked, but also have an experience that will never be forgotten. If log flume did not get you wet enough though, then do not fear, as our number 8 spot, Boston Tea Party, despite sounding like a nice and relaxing ride, will sure do the trick, with similar to many of your average Super Splash rides all around the world, once you have boarded the giant boat. And for the best experience, we would suggest a back row, you rising up a lift hill before a small turn and humongous plummet into the water below. And therefore, when also taking into account the amazing views across the lake and the rather soaking viewing platform, there is no doubt in my mind that this should be on the list. For our number 7 spot on our top 10 list, things are about to become a lot more awesome, as we have Pirate Ship, the park's creatively named pirate ship, and therefore before we do begin to talk about the experience itself, due to this being a very common type of ride, if you're heading to the park on a busy day, then we would recommend riding for more unique attractions first. Nevertheless, if you do get a chance to ride, you will not be disappointed, with your pirate ship rocking back and forth into the air, making you feel as if you are really sailing across the 7 seas. You can't have a theme park without a scrambler, and Canobie Lake Park is no exception, as for our number 6 spot, we have the one and the only Pyschodrome. The only thing is, however, this is a scrambler with a twist, as once you have boarded one of the many different cars, not only do you spin non-stop on 2 axes, causing even the biggest of thrill seekers to put their hands in the air, but you do all of this indoors, with many disco lights also going off, and so I would feel wrong not to put this classic carnival ride at the number 6 spot. Top 5, and for this spot make sure to get your sick bags ready, as we have Zero Gravity, the ride which has quite literally taken the word dizzy to the next level, and from the moment you stand up against the wall and begin to spin faster and faster and faster, you will instantly see why. Nevertheless, in my opinion, what makes this ride so great is that in addition to this, you will begin to tilt to a 60-degree angle, causing you to have some either many fun and laughing experiences, or make the most of Canobie Lake's 3 restrooms. It is time for our first roller coaster on the list. As for our number 4 position, we have Yankee Cannonball, and despite being the park's oldest still operating coaster, with its opening back in 1936, it has always been a fan favourite, and for good reason, because as soon as you have boarded the train, you will instantly be sent into a 64-foot lift hill, followed by many classic wooden drops, airtime hills, as well as many twists and turns at a speed of 35 miles per hour. Isn't that just awesome? And so in my eyes, a trip to the park is nowhere near complete without a ride. Here we are at the top 3 rides at the park, and if you are scared of heights, well, then look away now, as we have Star Blaster, and with it standing at a height of 80 feet, this is definitely not for the faint of heart. However, we are still not at the scariest part yet, as on this drop tower, instead of rising, getting some great views across the park before dropping again, you will be launched up twice, dropped, and get some pretty crazy moments of airtime. So yeah, you do not need to be a rocket scientist to know that this S&S double shot tower is definitely for the thrill seekers. Who here loves a good old gyro swing? Well, of course you do, but do you know that Canobie Lake has got their very own version called Xtreme Frisbee? And wow, this ride may be common, but it sure is extreme, with once you and the other 39 other thrill seekers have boarded the disc, you both spinning and rocking back and forth to a height of 46 feet. For me though, what brings this ride to the number 2 spot is the fact that you face inwards, meaning that throughout the duration you can watch everyone else's scared faces. Just remember, they can also see yours too. We have made it to the number 1 spot, and in my opinion for the best ride at the park, we have Untamed. And where do I begin when talking about this ride? As if I was going to talk about every great part, we would literally be here all day. Yet to start from the beginning, as soon as you make it into the park and see this ride's awesome bare theming and Gerstlauer track, you will instantly want to take a ride. And you should definitely do just that, as on ride it only gets 10 times better, with you completing, and get ready for it, a vertical lift hill, 97-degree drop, loop, cutback, heartline roll, as well as many twists and turns. Therefore, there is no doubt in my eyes that this is the best ride at Canobie Lake Park. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.